Hi, this is Dr. Martina, your online sex therapist and sex educator. I came across a movie the other day, a couple of days ago, on Netflix. It's a documentary, and it's called Liberated, the New Sexual Revolution. And what the film shows is a week of partying during spring break, which happens once a year at a couple locations in the United States where thousands and thousands of college students come to party. And it turns out to score and to do anything they want to do. I have to say, this movie gives us a clear and frightening picture of a sexual culture amongst college students in the United States. And after watching it twice, I was overwhelmed with emotions of sadness, shame, lots of anger, and lots of fear. Yeah, sadness. You know what made me really sad is realizing that these young men and these young women have absolutely no chance getting to know intimacy. And it's mystery about it, it's beauty about it, and also getting to know who they want to be as a man, who they want to be as a woman. It made me sad to realize that they have to shut down their emotions in order to pretend that sex means nothing. It's all about scoring. All the girls are sluts, they all want it. I don't know where they heard that. Everyone is a freak, all the women are freaks. There's all kinds of things you hear that they make you just sad. Because you can see that these young men are under so much peer pressure that they have to have all these women. The more they have, the more of a man they're looked at by their buddies, which in this movie appear to be more important than the women around. And then you see the women, you know, how they are still looking for approval and for validation on the outside. How they are trying to measure up to the woman, to that one look that every man would want. And how they put themselves into a situation where they're going to be adored and for, you know, by going on stage and dancing provocatively and having all these thousands of boys, young men screaming at them, getting all excited, how they really feed off that and they feel empowered by it, you know, for a couple of minutes. And then you see them do things afterwards, that things they really don't want to do. So this is messed up. This whole identity struggle and intimacy struggle is really sad. And here comes the shame part. I am ashamed because we have created this culture. We have done everything we can to sell sex. We are selling sex, sex sells, this is what we hear all the time, and we have made so much money of it, totally ignoring the fact that we're giving images out there to these young people who will, you know, measure themselves up against it. We did it in pornography, we did it in movies, we're doing it in movies, we're still doing it with pornography, we're doing it with music videos, magazines, you know, 75 ways to please a man. We're still being objectified and we're continue doing that, and we have not accepted the realization that we are creating this culture for these young kids. So I'm ashamed that nobody's doing anything about it, that sex education is not happening, and realizing that, you know, pornography may be exciting to watch, but it is not real sex. And 75 ways to turn on a man, how that just doesn't do it. That's not the only thing that it takes. You really have to be able to learn how to be intimate. If you're doing it for love or if you're doing it just for sex, but you've got to learn how to be intimate and respectful. And we have failed. We have completely failed at that, and that is something we have to feel shame about. And of course, I had moments of anger that came up quite a bit. And anger was coming up when I watched the MCs, because obviously they have all these entertainment which they used the female students for. They did bikini contests, dance pole contests, and all kinds of stuff. So it's entertainment using the students for it, so they can get more guys in, and the guys will buy more drinks, more alcohol, because they need to get the girls drunk so they can do with them what they want to do with them. And the owners of the establishments know that this is what's going on. They also know that there's violent sex happening, and they just continue doing it. They even up there, they're egging them on. They're telling them to take their, if they want to win the contest, they really need to take their tops off, and egg the crowd on to tell them to take the tops off and show them their tits. And it's just not right that there's adults in this making money of it. And that just pisses me off. It really does. And fear. Fear is an emotion that also came up with me watching this movie twice. And the fear is what kind of future husband, future boyfriend, future wife, future girlfriend are we raising here? Are we really teaching the young women, are we teaching them how to look for validation inside of them? Are we teaching the young man it's okay if you don't want to have sex? It's okay if you don't want to treat these women like sluts. You're still a man. And it's okay not to wanting to sleep with every girl because you kind of want to like her and you don't want to just get her drunk. Where we're not doing that. So what are we raising here? What kind of a future son-in-law are you getting, or future daughter-in-law are you getting? What if I hear these guys are saying things like, well, we're just getting down here to get fucked up so we can fuck the bitches, or lines like, all of the women are freaks. They all have it inside of them. You just need to get it out of them. You just have to keep pushing, and they will ultimately say yes. And if you take that kind of a culture and you add alcohol to it and you add drugs to it, just like this one kid said, one young man, he said, he actually didn't look that young, but he said, the panties just come down really simply, very easy. You just got to give them a couple of beers, give them some Vicodin, and give them some Percocet, and the panties come down. So the fear I have is that consent goes out the window, because these are definitely ingredients for disaster. And that's what happens. That's what happened on this beach. A woman was so intoxicated that she passed out. And two guys were taking advantage, well, possibly more, but two guys got caught, penetrating her and taking advantage of her. And they got caught because now we have videos of everything, and they're in jail now for 10 years. It's not their fault that they think that's okay. It is our fault. So my call to you is, if you have a child that is going to college or is in college, watch this movie with them and find out where they're at with their intimacy, with their knowledge of intimacy, with their sexuality, and with their identity. Find out, have a conversation with them. Ask them what it's like for them to be a man. Ask them what it's like for them to be a woman. And it is something that we have to do. The school system fails because culture is not just happening this 1 week. It's, I think one of the statistics is that 1 in 5 women are sexually assaulted on campus during college. So why are we still allowing that? You know, we need to help them, we need to find out, we need to talk to them, and we need to educate them. If it's difficult for you to do that, for one reason or the other, you know, you can talk to a sex educator like me, a sex positive person that will listen to them, but will also educate them, and that a certain respect for the other person needs to be present, otherwise intimacy cannot happen. And to tell these women they don't have to look for validation on the outside. They can find it inside. They don't have to measure up to that one body, because obviously it's not possible. And the man too, we need to educate them what it means to be intimate and what it means to be male or female. So send them my way. I will talk to them if you can't do it. But if you are inclined to do it, please do so. And if you need any help, let me know. I will talk to you next week.